Hello, 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 hello. What's going on? I am preparing sword and laser. In fact, to set the mood, play the theme song. You may not be familiar with Sword and Laser. That's a little loud. It is a sci-fi and fantasy book club. It is the second longest podcast that I do behind East Meets West. I do it with Veronica Belmont, and we talk about books. Zoe's familiar. Of course you are. So one of the things I have to do when I look at Sword and Laser is find out what the community is saying. Let's see what's in the Goodreads. First thing I do is look at the quick burns. This is the news off the top of the show, and it's all user submitted. So I always have to look. What was the last date? November 1st. So anything after November 1st is fair game. Did we do Spiffbo in the last one? I don't remember. Self-published. I don't think we did that one. I don't see it. Even though it was November 1st. I guess it just came after I did the lineup. All right. You know what? I'll just make extra sure. Yeah. No, not coming up. So give Steven credit. Speffbo. And copy that link over. How you doing, Kevin? Good afternoon. How are things in Lakeland, Florida? We're actually getting rain in Los Angeles. I know. You're in Florida. You're like, rain, whatever. It's news here. Cover reveal for the book from a new trilogy from James S.A. Corey coming. Nice. All right. Look at Steven doing yeoman's work. Hello, Efrati. What is happening out there? I should check this link, make sure it works. Cover reveal. Okay. Oh, it's a cover reveal. What about the fact that it got revealed? I'm glad I checked this link because we probably need. Yeah, there we go. Fresher link. Wow, congrats, Trike. Okay. So that's the Goodreads, and I'm not sharing my Discord screen. I hope that's okay. I'll just put this over here. And I will go into the Sword and Laser Discord. Probably better not to share my screen here just in case somebody says something that they didn't particularly want broadcasted all over Twitch and YouTube. All right. The British Library. Oh, I think we talked about that already. Licorice. I mean, this isn't even a news story anymore. George R. R. Martin tells critics, I am working on the book. You know, like, yeah, how many times have we heard that? I believe him. I know how long it takes sometimes. Self-published fan, Tamahome, Spiffbo. I'll just give Tamahome a little joint credit there. New York Times published a profile of Fourth Wing. Yeah, you know what? I think that's a good one because people who don't know anything about science fiction and fantasy seem to have heard of Fourth Wing. It'll be fun to talk about why that is. Who in the audience there has heard of the book Fourth Wing? Actor strike over. That's not a book story. Goodreads Choice Awards. Does that give me the actual link? No, it gives me a Discord link. Okay. Oh, and that was Tamahome, right? Yep. Tamahome. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, I think that's where people are seeing it, all over the TikToks. All the TikToks. Peter S. Beagle is going to appear at LoxCon. Oh, it's a Facebook link. Blech. All right. That seems to cover that. Then the next thing I do is I go to the thread of, yeah, it's Sword and Laser recording is extraordinarily late for you, Zoe. Then I go to the thread for the most recent episode. 5D chess. Fascinating. Terp Kristen. Well, didn't get that many things. Maybe I'll have to check the Discord as well. Although Discord comments don't lend themselves as well. Terp Kristen, they don't lend themselves as well to quoting. As the posts on Goodreads. No. All right. Well, we'll figure out the rest. Oh, yeah. I got to put the book of the month in there. We're not wrapping it up. It's just a discussion. Just a discussion. All right. Well, that was easy. I feel like this usually takes me longer, but maybe it's because I had you all alongside, made it go fast. Well, I should probably do a little proofread of the Daily Tech News Show rundown. Yeah, I'm not going to do I have finances. I have to do my finances. That's on the to-do list. I don't think I'm going to do that on the live stream. Pardon me if I don't. We should, Zoe. We should move our recording time so that it's easier for you. My typing is the worst. Okay, on this episode of DTNS, AI makes weather forecasts better. It's that AI training sets are biased. And I mean, I don't know if that's a good tease. Ignite. Okay. Your badly timed email last Wednesday. Wow. I was in Belgium on Wednesday. Did I miss an email? That's always a hard question. Did you see my email? Because frankly, if I saw it, I probably would have responded to it. Nope. I don't have a Zoe email from last Wednesday. But if you sent one, I should have it. Yeah, I'm not sure why I don't have it. I bet I know what it was. Okay. November 8th. Nope. Not showing up anyway. I sort of have a vague memory of seeing it too. Do you mind resending it? That's how business gets done, folks. All right. Let's see. Wednesday, November 15th. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman posted on X that the company is pausing new subscriptions for ChatGPT Plus. Is pausing new paid subscriptions for ChatGPT Plus. Altman said that since its Dev Day event, so many people signed up that OpenAI had exceeded capacity. You can sign up to be notified when subscriptions will reopen. OpenAI services had several outages last week. Intel pushed microcode Tuesday to fix a high-severity bug described as a redundant prefix issue and known as Reptar. Flaw resulted in unpredictable system performance, including hangs, crashes, and in some cases, possibility of privilege escalation. Of particular concern to cloud providers is that it could crash hypervisors upon which they rely to provide machines in the cloud for clients. And virtually all modern Intel chips are affected. Alder Lake, Raptor Lake, and Sapphire Rapids received updated microcode before November with no detectable performance issues. And so microcode. Meta wants adults, like parents and guardians, to be required to approve an app before someone under the age of 18 downloads it and is calling for legislation to enforce it. The idea is that parents would verify their teen's age when they set up a new phone so that all downloads after that point assume the teen's age is correct. Meta says currently, parents need to navigate a variety of sign-up methods and provide potentially sensitive identification. I don't understand. Okay, why do they need a law? There we go. Google introduced a version of its Titan physical security key that works with passkeys. You can get it in either USB-C or USB-A, and both have NFC. The keys can work as FIDO2 multi-factor keys as usual, but also store up to 250 passkeys. Models are available in the Google Store, $30. Yeah. Yeah, they want one law. It's not that they want a law. What's the word? National U.S. legislation. Okay. Hey, Clinton. Yeah, they say AI a lot. It's kind of the opposite of Apple. Google announced a new feature for its map service. You can now filter navigation options by length of trip, time spent walking, ETA, number of transfers, and types of transit. Navigation to train stations will now include which side of the street is the best entrance to reach the platform going in the direction you need to go. You can now share your list with other users and vote on them with hearts or thumbs down. You can also respond to reviews on Google Maps with emojis and create your own emojis. Lots of announcements at Microsoft Ignite. Let's go over some of the more significant ones. Sorry, Clinton. I have to proofread this. Don't mean to give you post Ignite stress disorder. Bing Chat has been renamed Microsoft Copilot and will remain free. It will also still be available in Bing and Windows 11 and at a new URL, copilot.microsoft.com, that I could not log into on Firefox for some reason. I had to use Edge. There was already a paid version of Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365, which is now renamed Copilot for Microsoft 365. Copilot Studio is a no-code tool, so you can customize the aforementioned paid Copilot for Microsoft 365, as well as integrate custom ChatGPT chatbots. Microsoft's Jared Spataro said, "You can use natural language to describe what you want, and Copilot Studio will help you build and iterate the conversation design." That's not how he said it, but anything from a web page to quarterly reports. Windows AI Studio lets you access tools and models from multiple services, including Azure and Hugging Face. You can fine-tune small language models, and if you want to do large language models, NVIDIA updated TensorRT LLM to run on GeForce RTX 30 and 40 series GPUs with 8 gigabytes of RAM or more. Azure AI Speech Text-to-Speech Avatar lets you upload images of a person to be created into an avatar you can then make talk. The speech generator can also be trained on the person's voice if you wish. It's in public preview now. Most customers won't be able to do the customization, though. That's limited to certain use cases. Personal Voice uses 1 minute of speech to synthesize a voice. Used for dubbing, translation, and narration. Users must give explicit consent in the form of a recorded statement before the voice can be used for training, and customers must agree not to use the voice for user-generated or open-ended content. Teams gets regenerative backgrounds and voice isolation. The mesh mixed reality platform will integrate into Rubber Baby buggy bumpers in January for 3D virtual meetings. No headset required, though you can use one if you want. It works with Quest 3. Non-headset wearing members appear as a webcam window in the 3D environment. Microsoft To Do, Microsoft Planner, Microsoft Project for the web will be combined under the Microsoft Planner name and team starting in spring 2024. And Microsoft announced the Azure Maya 100 AI accelerator. Check my pronunciation on that, Clinton. Azure Cobalt 100 CPUs. Maya can train models. Cobalt can run them. Rolling out to data centers early next year. The Maya 100 is a 5-nanometer chip with 105 billion transistors designed specifically for the Azure stack and will power Microsoft services but not be available to public cloud customers yet. They did not detail architecture or submit it to public benchmarks. Had to build custom data racks to accommodate cabling and liquid-based cooling. Chips use a higher than usual amount of power. Cobalt 100 is more energy efficient. It's a 128-core chip built on the ARM Neoverse CSS architecture. This is a trend. Amazon's Graviton 3E inference chip is ARM and Maya 100 for the chip. And Google is supposedly developing one on ARM too. Cobalt will power new VMs. Scientists published a study in the journal Psychological Science on Monday on how convincing generated images were. The study used the term hyperrealism to describe a phenomena where people believe generated images of humans' faces were more likely to be real than actual images. Images were generated, actual images of human faces. The images were generated by the 2020 NVIDIA-style GAN2 generator. In order to identify bias, only white adults participated in the study. When shown white faces, they identified 66% of generated images as real, compared to 51% of real images. Non-white faces were identified as real 51% of the time, whether generated or not. The study did not include non-white participants. Have a thought about something on the show? Send it to us. Thank you, Clinton. Scientists at DeepMind published a paper in the journal Science Tuesday showing that one of their models called Graphcast outperformed existing weather forecasting models in predicting global conditions up to 10 days in advance in less than a minute. Graphcast outperformed the leading system, the ECMWF, or European Center for Medium Range Weather Forecast, in 90% of 1,380 metrics. And on events in the troposphere, the lower part of the atmosphere that affects most weather we feel, it reached 99%. That included temperature, wind speed, and direction, humidity, and pressure. Graphcast uses a machine learning architecture called a graph neural network, trained on more than 4 decades of ECMWF data. Graphcast also uses less energy. It works well globally, especially for things like major storms. Does not perform well in small-scale forecasts, like the amount of precipitation, amount of rain in a given location, so it's seen as complementary to current local forecasting models. That's from yesterday. Bill wrote in about the PlayStation Portal. Stick around for the Game Awards. All right. Boom. Yeah, anything at the ground and hyper local. Brian. So it's not gonna work to improve your neighborhood's 10-day forecast, but it'll be able to help like storm preparation and stuff. All right. What else is up? Do you like to eat food? Human food? Not humans as food, but food meant for humans. Just curious. It's not an accusation. Just one of those things. Message received, Zoe. Thank you for resending that. I don't know where it went. Chicken salad. Fairly healthy. Classic. I think I'm having a salad, not a chicken salad, but a salad today as well. I think it's a Caesar. I bought one of those salad kits. I know I'm lazy, but Haagen-Dazs ice cream bar with peppermint crunch. Oh, I love peppermint this time of year. This is the time of the year for peppermint. I have peppermint crusted pretzels, dark chocolate and peppermint. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. No wonder that didn't work. What happened to the camera reviews with Rich and Amos? They stopped doing them. Part of the reason they stopped doing them is Rich took another job. Another part of the reason they stopped doing them is they weren't proving to be as popular as perhaps we would have liked. Which is, always hard to admit, but they were good. We were still working on it. We were working on ways to improve it, maybe widen it out, but it just ran into Rich leaving, really. That's the biggest one. That's cool, man. You should hit up Mr. Amos on the internets and say, hey, camera stuff, man. Because even if we don't do it as a DTNS, like it would be good to spin it out. Oh, good. You have been talking. Excellent. You don't need me. You're on it. Let's see. What else do I need to do today? Practice my Korean. Prep the Chord Killers lineup. I guess I could put some Chord Killer stuff in there. Did I already do that? Wait. The 20th is Monday? Hold on. Oh, I did make the lineup. How many shows do I do routinely? I don't know. I lost count a long time ago. Did Daily Tech Headlines today. I do that every Wednesday. DTNS 4 days a week. Know a little more. A Word with Tom Merritt. I'm recording one of those tomorrow. Word with Tom Merritt. East meets West, although we're overdue on that. Sword and Laser. Chord Killers. Those. Probably a bunch of others. Oh, guesting on TMS. Yeah. Too many. The answer is too many. Let's be honest. All right. And then I'm doing a Substack newsletter every day. Oh, Will Saddleberg's. Hey, look at that. It showed up on Hacker News. Yay. Good job, Will. Citrix Hypervisor gets a hotfix for Reptar. I really like to sleep, though, Zoe. That's the problem. I prefer sleeping to most other activities. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, Clinton. Yeah, my pleasure, man. I'm glad those guys want to do it on the channel. I like this. After the Marvels bombs. Whoa, that's a little big. To save the MCU, Marvel must become itself in more ways than one. Okay. What's next for the MCU? And just keep in mind, these aren't saying that the movie was bad, just it didn't do well. Okay, that's a good one. I like this because it reminds people that young Sheldon. Okay, these kind of go along with. It won't be Taika. He's too busy. Adaptation movie in the Star Wars. Clara and the Sun. We are in an open relationship. That's funny. Young Sheldon was still a show, is what basically that. Maybe. And then I think the moves, Fall Guy moving and White Lotus starting production. All right. Those other ones are maybes. Stop motion's kind of fun, and I agree. And the Fall Guy. Cord Killers were trying to keep people up to date on all the fallout from the strikes because a lot of things didn't get moved on the calendar until they were sure, things are coming back to work, right? So now we're getting all these moves, a few things going back into production, which brings us to Edith Piaf. All right. There you go. That is that. What else is going on? Oh, I also did politics this week. In fact, I still have 2 more to go. Well, 1 Patreon episode and then a feed drop, but I got to record the feed drop. So check that out. And I should have noticed that. Okay. Hey, Webbit Magic, welcome. I'm glad you got past the vids. Not the COVIDs, the YouTube vids. Which is my favorite what, Brian? My favorite show? That's like saying, which is your favorite child? It's DTNS. Oh yeah, I heard they're doing what we're doing. You just do live streams. And then if you want 24/7, that's a perk of paying, right? Makes sense. Clinton, I'm from Greenville, Illinois, originally. That is exit 45 on Interstate 70. So right down the road. I have been to North Indianapolis when I was 21 years old, and I know that because it was my 21st birthday, and we hopped in the car at closing time of the bar in Champaign, Illinois, and drove on the interstate till we hit North Indianapolis and found a White Castle because that's what we wanted was White Castle. So we got out of the car in North Indianapolis, ordered White Castle, ate it, got back in the car, drove back to Champaign. I don't remember. I wonder if I haven't checked. I mean, that was 1991. So it's quite possible that particular White Castle isn't there anymore. But let's just see. It's raining. I can hear it. All right. Okay, so we would have come in on 74, right? Pretty sure that I remember that right. Yeah. Yeah, because you what am I missing here? Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because you go through Danville. I just didn't go over. Okay, so yeah, we pop on 74. Doop de doop de doop de doo. Now I remember it being farther out, but maybe it was this one. I do remember that the interstate ended and that we got off the interstate. So I bet it's this one. Because I remember we drove till the interstate ended and we would have had to go to a different interstate. And then when we got off the interstate and just kept going, there was a White Castle. Wow. It had to have been this one. And it's still there to this very day. Look at that. Enjoy your new track loader. Thanks, Brian. I'm going to answer Brian's question. I just saw it. And sadly, it sounds like Brian's leaving. But what I've been watching lately that I've been enjoying the most is Castaway Diva on Netflix. There you go. Parting shot, Brian. Castaway Diva. It is about a woman who is a big fan of a singer and auditioned to join that singer's label. So she was going to audition in front of that singer, and the audition was sending in a cassette because it was, a while ago. And she got called and said, "Hey, we liked your cassette. We want you to come and do a live audition." She was on her way to do the live audition when there was a for spoiler reasons I won't explain, an altercation, and she fell off the boat. So she was on a ferry, right? Because she lived on an island. She was on a ferry going to the mainland to take the train into the big city. Fell off the boat and was washed ashore on an uninhabited island. Now, it's not far enough out at sea that it's totally uncharted or anything, but nobody ever goes there. So she survives on things that just kind of float in on the island for, I don't remember exactly, but let's say it's a decade or more, so that she's an adult, right? She was like 16 when this happened. And so she's like 31, so maybe 15 years. She comes back. And so she's 15 years behind everyone else, and then runs into that singer who is now on hard times, and they work together to rehabilitate the singer's career and possibly start a career for someone who the music industry considers much too old to invest in. Anyway, it's, a heartwarming tale, but it's fun. I really like it. And it stars the same woman. If you ever watched Extraordinary Attorney Woo on Netflix, same person starring as the castaway who comes back. Anyway, there you go. Do I ever miss living in a smaller Midwestern town? I miss people more than place. I definitely miss the ease of parking that you get in a smaller town. Whenever I go back home, it's like, so nice. I could just go to a place and not stress about how I'm going to park or what the traffic is going to be like in there and all that. So yeah, there are things I miss about it for sure. Okay, I should probably get ready for our next meeting, because we always do a production meeting at 12 to run through the schedule. So I need to do a couple things before that. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. This was super fun. And I will see you, hopefully, in like an hour for a Daily Tech News Show. Go to Tony's I-75 and Birch Run. Okay, I'll look it up. You enjoy your day too, Clinton. Thanks, Zoe. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Freddie. Bye. Bye, Web Magic.